Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hello, it's SARA BANTA with Accelerated Health Radio and TV. I'm the owner of Accelerated Health Products, and today we are going to be talking about that gene, the detox gene, MTHFR, and you may have heard of it, maybe you haven't, but to take a step back, you know I'm all about detox. First of all, if we are not detoxing on a daily basis and at a deeper level on a monthly or quarterly basis, we are going to create disease in our bodies. And that's just the fact of what we are living with right now in 2022. Our bodies are being just really bombarded by these environmental toxins, the toxins in our food, the air we breathe, all of these things. But what if you're doing all the right things and they are actually backfiring? So this is why we are talking about the MTHFR gene, and it's defined as the enzyme essential for methylation and detoxification in every cell of the body, including detoxification from estrogens, heavy metals, and other toxins. The role of the MTHFR is to convert inactive folic acid, or B9, into active methylfolate. When this conversion doesn't occur optimally, detoxification fails to occur properly. And did you know that over 50% of you have a compromised MTHFR gene, which inhibits your detoxification pathways, leading to a higher risk of disease? I'm one of these people, and so are the rest of my family. And if your family has a history of it, likely you do too. MTHFR affects the key components in health, including how the liver detoxifies, how the neurotransmitters clear out the brain, how to clear out toxic hormones, and how to remove inflammatory molecules before they accumulate in the body. So what are symptoms? To clue you in to, if you have not been genetically tested by 23andMe or one of those other tests, how do you know? Well, some of the common symptoms are chronic migraines, compromised production of serotonin and dopamine, which lead to anxiety, depression, and addiction, high blood pressure and stroke, diabetes and insulin resistance, cancers, dementia, fibromyalgia, ADHD, infertility, autoimmune issues, chemical sensitivities, fatigue, increased estrogen dominance symptoms. And what are those? Decreased libido, menstrual irregularity, infertility again, bloat, water retention in your hands and feet, constipation, slow metabolism, endometriosis, man boobs. If you're a man and you're carrying a lot of that estrogen, it's going to create breast tissue, hypothyroidism. A lot of these symptoms are the same, right? Well, there's a reason, because if our liver's not detoxing properly and the MTHFR is compromised and backing up that liver, then you're going to increase the estrogens in your body. So they kind of go hand in hand. Well, where is homocysteine, or what is it, and how is this related to the issue? It is methylated by MTHFR into methionine. And if this conversion doesn't occur and homocysteine accumulates in the body, then that creates inflammation and can lead to heart attack, stroke, dementia, and other chronic health issues. What are the top things that you need to cut out of your diet if that is an issue? Sugar, alcohol, smoking. Don't kill me, I'm just the messenger. Those will increase homocysteine levels and put more strain on the MTHFR enzyme. Now, estrogen dominance. Now, we talked about this just a minute ago, but this estrogen's needed for female reproductive functions, regulation of skeletal homeostasis, lipid, which is fat, and carbohydrate metabolism, electrical balance, skin physiology, cardiovascular system, and the central nervous system. But if you have too much endogenous estrogen or those xenoestrogens from the environment, it puts the body at risk. So with a suboptimal MTHFR gene, detoxing from these estrogens become disrupted and compromised, and as a result, disease and mortality risk increase significantly. So just a few facts to put this point home is prior to menopause, women have a lower risk than men of being in one of the top 15 causes of death, or after menopause, women have a higher risk, and that's because of estrogen. Cancer is increasing significantly. Over 50% of adults under 65 will be diagnosed with cancer, and this is partly due to increase in estrogen dominance and increased in the toxicity in the body. And also breast cancer, leading cause of cancer-related deaths among females worldwide, and this is due to estrogen toxicity. Again, increased exposure to estrogen, including modern-day birth control, increases that risk of breast cancer. And birth control increases the risk of stroke by 50%. That increased estrogen in the body increases the coagulation of blood, which leads to stroke. Now, this is a crazy fact. As a mom of two, this hits home, is that puberty onset is becoming earlier and earlier. It is not normal for an 8-year-old to go through puberty. This is happening and because of the toxic load in our diet. Our kids are being fed these processed foods that are increasing the estrogens in their bodies. And what's doing that as well, after that happens, after that puberty starts earlier, more estrogen is going to accumulate in the body, leading to those higher rates of cancer over the long term. Mycoestrogens are toxic estrogens, and these are in our environment and increasing the wrong estrogens in our bodies as well. And estrogen stimulates candida growth 8 times more than normal. So if you're a woman that gets yeast infections often, that might be a sign that you have toxicity and estrogen dominance in your body. The estrogens feed yeast and candida, and women in menopause have a higher risk for cardiovascular disease as their ability to detox estrogen declines. So it's even more important to focus on detoxing. And let's talk about that awesome gallbladder and the liver and how are they related to estrogen detox and the MTHFR gene. The gallbladder is the bottleneck for estrogen detoxification. It's the most important organ for estrogen detox. And that's why I love my liver. And with that liver is that gallbladder. Without a clean gallbladder or proper liver function, estrogen dominance will only get worse. And your gallbladder is the most sensitive organ to estrogen and methylation. If the gallbladder isn't functioning properly, then MTHFR is compromised further. So on top of the bad gene you have, then you're making the job even harder for that gene, and estrogens won't be detoxed. So if you have that compromised gene, it can do a little bit, but you really have to work hard at taking the pressure off of it. As a result, those estrogens are going to back up the system, causing inflammation and disease. It is essential to maintain a clean and optimal functioning liver and gallbladder for the proper detoxification of the estrogen, for methylation, and lowering the risk of disease. And I cannot drive this point home more than now, is that we need to focus on cleansing our liver 3 to 4 times a year. So when we are talking about what builds up estrogen dominance, the dirty liver, right? Then not only are we talking about MTHFR, but the liver is also responsible for producing estrogen binding protein. And when the liver's dirty, it has a difficult time doing this. So that's why we have to keep that liver clean. And then also iodine deficiency. Iodine is used by the endocrine system to regulate estrogen production in both men and women. And without that iodine, estrogen dominance will happen. And a study shows that 96% of you are deficient in iodine unless you are supplementing. And we need that iodine to clean the blood so the liver can do its job in producing the estrogen binding protein to help clean that blood. And iodine also helps break up the fatty liver. Without it, the risk of fatty liver disease will increase. And fatty liver disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, is the fastest growing disease in the United States. And it is something that you really have to take account and go after, because if our liver is clogged, if our liver is fatty, it is not going to break down the fats. It's not going to convert T4 to T3 for our thyroid hormones. And that's part of the metabolic diseases that we are being bombarded with. And our thyroids are suffering because T4 is inactive. It does us no good unless it is converted into the active T3, and that happens in the liver. So a lot of you will come to me and say, I want your Acceleradine for my thyroid. I've got Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism. And what I really want you to do is cleanse your liver as well, because you're not going to get optimal thyroid function until you do a liver cleanse and go through the whole process. So we're going to get into that in a minute, but that is something that you really need to focus on and take to heart. And it's not difficult. It's easy to do. So what else is contributing to that estrogen dominance and the toxic load? The tap water. Millions of women are consuming the birth control and hormone replacement therapies, and that's going right into our water, and we're drinking it. So our oceans are now approximately 4% estrogen. That is a scary statistic. Eating sugar not only robs you of the important minerals in your body, but it produces excess estrogen in the body. And when it's consumed, it's also, the minerals are taken from the body in order to digest it, and sodium, calcium, chromium, magnesium, all of those nutrients are being taken out of the body. And then you're also causing leaky gut. What does that mean? That means that your gut is not absorbing the nutrients that you are taking in. Then also conventional meat, poultry, dairy. I talk about eating wild animal protein and focusing on that protein, but not conventional meat. 90% of the livestock animals in the US have estrogen plants behind their ears. And this is going to fatten up the animals, and it's going to fatten up you because it's disrupting your detox pathways. It's increasing your estrogens, and estrogen is a fat storing hormone. Pesticides, herbicides, those things are going to be causing a backup in your liver, and also an increase in estrogens. Improper combining food. When you eat the wrong foods together, that is going to increase estrogen. So you only want to be eating meats and vegetables, or starches and vegetables, but never starches and meat. And you don't want to be eating fruit with anything other than fruit. The other things that can contribute to estrogen dominance: overeating, plastics, parabens, and just a lack of progesterone in your body. So I wanted to touch on all of that because estrogen dominance has so much to do with the MTHFR gene, because the more estrogens in your body that are building up, the harder you're making that gene work. So we need to take off the pressure of the MTHFR gene to let it function properly. So what are the tools to support MTHFR and optimize detoxification? The Ascent Diet Cleanse. And why is that? I have put this cleanse together to make sure that you are having supplements that work synergistically together to cleanse and defat the liver, optimize estrogen detoxification, reset liver and gallbladder function, reduce inflammation, increase that fat burning, increase mental and physical energy, reset the thyroid, and doing it all by feeling good day one. I hate the word diet. I hate the word cleanse. It makes you think that you're going to be hangry the whole time. You're going to have headaches. You're going to suffer. None of that happens because I put in supplements that help with the energy so that you feel like, okay, I can do this now. So here I go. And you feel great as you're detoxing and cleansing your liver and your whole body. In the Ascent Diet Cleanse, you've got the Acceleradine iodine. Acceleradine regulates that estrogen production, cleans the blood so the liver can detox the estrogens properly. It also decreases estrogen in the receptor cells, which helps reverse estrogen dominance. It also helps with fibroids, PCOS, regulating SHBG and other issues related to the hormonal balances. Acceleradine also helps with inflammation. It's a powerful antioxidant, which helps neutralize the inflammation and oxidative stress that leads to estrogen dominance. It also triggers that healthy apoptosis, the natural death of traumatized and unhealthy cells. And it also helps with programmed cell death, which happens when you're pregnant, that fetus is growing, or when you're in puberty. So it's really important for our pregnant women, the mothers, and the kids in our lives to be taking Acceleradine, not just any iodine, but the Acceleradine. It's the only one that is 100% bioavailable, can reverse the damage done to DNA by mRNA, and it's also the only iodine that's enhanced with scalar frequencies. So the other thing that the Acceleradine does is it feeds all 100 trillion cells in the body, not just the thyroid. And this is really important because the Acceleradine is the only monoatomic form that does this. All other iodines can't feed all of the cells in the body, all of the 100 trillion cells, unless they're broken down. And if your body's tired and is suffering from hypothyroidism, to use expensive energy to break apart that iodine is going to take a lot of effort, right? So we want to give ourselves a fighting chance. The Acceleradine is 100% bioavailable and goes to all 100 trillion cells in the body. Helps with the thyroid, of course, helps with spiritual health, detoxes the brain, the pineal gland of those calcifications, the fluoride, all of those halogen toxins that get in the brain. That's why it's called the number one spiritual element. It's like you wake up, right? I have a lot of people that start with the Acceleradine and they go, okay, what's going on? My brain's waking up. I'm out of a fog. I feel great all day long. It's because it's not just waking up your thyroid and giving you all of this energy, but it's waking up your brain and detoxing all of the cells. I had someone in the group this morning ask about what's going on with nuclear warfare in the world. What did they used to use with detoxing from the nuclear explosions in Fukushima and Chernobyl? They used iodine. And so that is something that you definitely want to use. And I recommend using the Nuke No More as well, which helps zero out all radiation, non-ionizing and ionizing. Okay, so what else is in the Ascent Diet Cleanse besides the Acceleradine is the accelerated keto. And this is the game changer. It puts your body into ketosis, which is fat burning mode, within 30 minutes. It helps control your appetite, increases that physical and mental energy. It teaches your body to utilize its own fat stores for energy. It increases that ATP production, that number, which is our true cellular energy, by at least 5 to 10 times. And what I didn't tell you about the Acceleradine, that increases ATP production by 18 times. So let's go back to math class where we're doing exponents, right? We are growing our ATP production at the cellular level, not from that monster drink, not from the coffee, but true cellular energy from the accelerated keto, combining with the Acceleradine. And what is this doing? It's teaching our body to utilize its fat stores for energy. And as your energy increases and your cravings for sugar decrease, you're able to intermittent fast. What does that do? It reduces inflammation, reduces insulin resistance, cleanses the liver, cleans up the excess estrogen, and reduces oxidative stress. So when you're not eating, imagine Pac-Man goes, okay, I don't have to digest food right now. I'm going to send all the blood and the energy out into the body and clean up the waste, clean up the estrogens, reduce that inflammation. Just go up and clean it all up and produce that and trigger that autophagy that happens when you intermittent fast. What does that mean? That is the cleaning up. And the autophagy is triggered by exercise, being in a low carb state or in a ketogenic state, burning your own fat for energy, and by the accelerated keto. So it's actually triggering that autophagy. And what's different about accelerated keto from the other exogenous ketone supplements is the other ingredients in the formula increase that ATP production even more. It defats the liver while you're burning. So the fatty liver, it literally is going in and igniting the match to the fire to burn that fatty liver. That's why within the 30 days of the Ascent diet cleanse, the fatty liver disease, the visceral fat, those dangerous fats are significantly reduced. And you literally are recovering from insulin resistance. I've even seen people reverse their type 2 diabetes within 30 days. So the liver is where the body detoxes the xenoestrogens that lead to estrogen dominance. So this is really important to help with the MTHFR gene. You also want to incorporate the accelerated ancient salt, and that plumps up the volume of fluid inside and outside the cells, which help clean the liver, supports apoptosis, induces the DNA repair, and cleans the body of excess estrogen. And it also helps with bile production. That's the detergent that helps clean out the liver and helps break down those fats. So without good, healthy bile, you're not going to be able to metabolize and break down the fats in the liver. And then it also encourages improved digestive health. Then we get to the liver flush kit that's included in the Ascent diet cleanse. This will clean the gallbladder and the liver so they can detox the estrogen, support proper methylation, and function optimally. The liver flush will help flush the gallstones out of the body at the end of 2 weeks after you take 2 weeks of just pills and you stick to a high animal wild protein diet with great vegetables and the proper fats, so you're not starving. You're flushing gallstones out of the body. You eliminate pain, cramps, and inflammation. It will lower your AST and your ALT liver enzyme counts. So if you got your blood work done and those numbers are high, this is your answer. It will help replace damaged liver cells with healthy ones, eliminate thousands of the toxins and pollutants out of the liver, reverse drug and alcohol damage to liver. I've had clients that have had a past of street drugs and alcoholism, and they go through this and they feel like a new person. It truly is amazing, especially with the Acceleradine and the accelerated keto to give them the energy to live life and feel great day one as their body's detoxing. So it's great how it's so effective and efficient. Then you are literally doing a great clean job, great detox job as you're feeling good. It flushes out those unhealthy cholesterol deposits and it boosts your immune system, right? So it allows the liver and gallbladder to regenerate and heal. Then what we can do is we can add in the glutathione patches. I wear the patches every single day. Glutathione is known to be the master antioxidant and helps with liver detoxification. But this is the problem. Some glutathione supplements that are meant to support detoxification will actually make matters worse because glutathione contains sulfur, and many people can't detox the sulfur, especially if you have a compromised MTHFR gene. The glutathione stem cell patch triggers your own production of glutathione and eliminates this issue. So glutathione may help detox the liver of excess estrogens in addition to being a powerful antioxidant, detoxifier in general, boosts the immune system, and protects the brain. It's also known to help lower homocysteine and inflammation in the body. And just by wearing the patch, you are increasing your level by 300% in 24 hours. When you add in the X39 patch, which is the stem cell activation patch, you are increasing the glutathione by 400%. Now, the X39 is going to reset over 4,000 genes, right? So what is that going to do? Is it going to give you back a fully functioning MTHFR gene? No, that is your genetics. However, it is going to make it function like your 20-year-old self and help with your detoxification pathways and everything as you are acting and really reverse aging. So that is another additive patch that you can use. You can also use the energy enhancer patches, which increase ATP production, increase that cellular energy circulation. It gives me great energy. But what else is it doing? It is giving your cells the power punch to help detox even more. Then you want to be very careful with your B vitamins. I love the Bio B100. This is a B complex I'll go into in a minute, but as the estrogen goes up, the need for the B vitamins increases to counteract the estrogens. So this is something people don't recognize, is that the more stress you put on your body, the more B vitamins you need, right? B vitamins are only found in animal protein and green leafy vegetables. However, most of the vegetables with the proper vitamin Bs have plant poisons like oxalates or sulfur, which can inhibit detoxification. So you're looking at the kale, the spinach, and you're thinking, oh, I'm doing such a great job getting my B vitamins. Kale and spinach have oxalates, and kale has sulfur as well. And that's going to back up your detoxification pathways. So here you are thinking you're doing the right thing, and it's actually backfiring. So it's essential to supplement with methylated vitamin Bs like the ones in the Bio B100 and consuming that wild animal protein and fish. The Bio B100 is the one that I really like. It's a multi-B vitamin complex. Supplies vitamin B1, niacin, folate, and vitamin B12, along with the phosphorylated forms of riboflavin and B6, plus the antioxidant enzymes. So it's really important to make sure that whatever B vitamin you get, that it's encompassing all of these and that they're in the right form, so that if you have the compromised MTHFR gene, you are not taking the wrong one that can backfire. Choline and Inositol. I take this every day. I love it. It's especially important right now as far as what's happened in the last 2 years because of the virus. What we're finding is that people are having a problem with protein metabolism and fat metabolism, and this will help. Choline stops being produced in menopausal women. So this is another reason that if you're in menopausal age, it's essential to help with phase 2 liver detox, methylation of estrogen, and cell membrane support for that phase 3 detox. So additionally, the choline may help facilitate the burning of stored fat and has been shown to prevent abnormal or excessive liver accumulation of cholesterol and triglycerides. So as we get older, this becomes a problem for everybody. So really important if you're in menopausal age, remember, you are no longer producing choline. Choline is found in egg yolks, which is a great source. Eggs are a superfood, right? But guess what egg yolks have? They've got sulfur. So if you're like me and you've got an issue with sulfur detoxification, egg yolks can't work. So that's why I love the choline and inositol. That also will help with your blood sugar levels as well. The inositol does. Now, next is the accelerated thyroid. It is coming very soon. I'm so excited. MTHFR is partially regulated by the thyroid. So if your thyroid is suboptimal, if you have Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism, MTHFR is going to be compromised even more. The accelerated thyroid is going to optimize your metabolism and thyroid function, and most people have suboptimal thyroid function, especially now. Those numbers have increased significantly in the last 2 years. And accelerated thyroid combines ancient wisdom from the Ayurvedic supplement Kanchanara and some other cofactors and glandular, and it's freeze-dried glandular. And then we also have added in tyrosine and L-theanine, super important for your thyroid health. And that's why my husband always says, he says, can you just combine all of these supplements I'm supposed to take into one pill? Well, that's why we did accelerated thyroid. It is taking all of the thyroid supplements that you may be taking to support your thyroid all in one pill. So what's next? Calcium D Glucarate. Why is this one important? A lot of people are on DIM for estrogen dominance, right? DIM is based on those sulfur vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. That supplement is really good for detoxing from estrogens if you don't have a sulfur detox problem. But for people that do, you're going to back up your detox pathways, and it's going to backfire. That's where calcium D-glucarate is different. It is a specific form of calcium that assists in liver glucuronidation. The glucuronidation, sorry, I'm having a problem with my words today, pathway by inhibiting the enzyme glucuronidase. And this is one of the body's main detoxification symptoms. It's been shown to support the body's ability to excrete fat-soluble toxins and steroids, including estrogen. And it turns that estrogen into an inactive form in phase 2 of the liver. It doesn't lower the beta glucuronidase in the gut, but it does help facilitate estrogen metabolism to be eliminated in the gut. And what's important though is here it is, it's binding it up in our gut, but now we need to get it out, right? And it has been shown to inhibit aromatization and the conversion of testosterone into estrogen, which is a problem a lot of men have, and that's causing the man boobs and the lack of testosterone. But what do we need to do now? Now that it's bound up by the calcium D-glucarate, we need to get it out. We need to be pooping, guys. We need to have at least 2 to 3 bowel movements a day. Laxa Comfort and the OxyClear both are great supplements to help with constipation. And the Laxa Comfort combines natural herbs that help balance in Ayurvedic, balance the air and the doshas to help with the daily comfortable bowel movements. And this is really important to keep our body from recycling estrogens. Next, you need magnesium. And I love the magnesium breakthrough. The magnesium helps with phase 2 liver detoxification of estrogen, in addition to performing over 600 other biochemical reactions in the body. But why I love magnesium breakthrough is the only magnesium supplement with the full spectrum of all 7 types of magnesium, specifically formulated to reach every tissue in your body. And this also helps reverse low levels, which could be causing your health issues. Next is the Ola Loa. This is a multivitamin electrolyte drink. And I always tell moms that it's great for kids because it tastes great, and it's a replacement for that Gatorade or the other fruit juice that they're wanting to drink. What it does, it's a powerful supplement that helps control homocysteine and supports methylation. Its formula provides the vitamin C, the glycine, and the betaine, which is TMG, along with synergistic cofactors And then it also has all of the right proper methylated B vitamins in it. The methyl groups can be passed on by SAMe to support a number of bodily functions, including detoxification. So the Ola Loa really helps support the vitamin B supplementation and all of the other cofactors needed for methylation. Next, you need that wild animal protein. And the best sources of the proper B vitamins needed are that in that wild animal protein. It's funny because a lot of people look to the green leafy vegetables. And I just posted on Instagram how kale compared to kale, beef had more potassium and other vitamins, especially B vitamins, that people are looking to their vegetables for. I eat my vegetables for enjoyment. I eat my fruit for enjoyment. I eat my meat, of course, for enjoyment, but for my nutrients. And the liver, especially if you can stomach the taste of liver, it's extremely high in folate, B12, and riboflavin. But what I like the carnivore crisps. They have a beef liver, and that's the only type of liver that I will stomach. You can also get liver and beef liver or other types of liver in pills if you're not willing to actually eat it. But you can also get your B vitamins in seafood, bison, lamb, grass-fed beef. Now, the right green vegetables also support them. So most green vegetables have folate in them, but they also contain the plant poisons that I've talked about, whether it's the sulfur, the oxalates, the lectins. Those will disrupt absorption, causing leaky gut and the negative and negate the positive effects of the folate that it contains. Romaine lettuce and asparagus are vegetables that can provide the right vitamins without the negative side effects for most people. Spinach, kale, broccoli are high in folate, but those contain oxalates or sulfur, which may disrupt the detox pathways. So I have a question from Michael. Since I did the liver flush in June, I have no more gallbladder pain. Thanks. And he's ready to do another one. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate your feedback. We started today. We start the Ascent Diet Cleanse the first Monday of every month. So if you're ready, you can jump in today. You can jump in this week. It's not too late. Or you can get yourself prepped for the one next month. And I want to just see if there are a couple other things want to just talk about. I mentioned DIM as one of the supplements that could backfire on estrogen detoxification. I talked about glutathione, but also sulforaphane. This comes from broccoli sprouts, and it's known to help with estrogen detoxification. But once again, because of the sulfur, it can back up the liver and worsen the detox process. And mushrooms. Mushrooms are used for estrogen detoxification, but if someone is sensitive to mold, mushrooms could backfire, causing inflammation, liver backup, and allergies. I also wanted to mention what we're finding, like I mentioned with the virus, is that people are having a hard time breaking down proteins. So that's why it's even more important to stay away from chicken and conventional beef. Those have amyloid proteins that your body can't break down. And they are going to not only back up your liver, but they're going to cause gut pathogens to take hold. So I am prone to food poisoning, E. coli and salmonella. I love my body. But what's interesting and what I've found out is that it's not necessarily that it's the food I'm eating that has E. coli or salmonella. It's that if I'm eating the wrong proteins, it's causing an imbalance of my gut microbiome, where then there's an increase in amyloid proteins, which then triggers those gut pathogens to overpopulate and take hold. So it's not necessarily from food poisoning, but it's actually from amyloids and amyloid proteins that we're eating, and from the spike protein is causing amyloids to be produced in the body more. And so what I have found, and I just started carrying it, I've put my whole family on it, is Capex. I love this supplement. It helps with fat metabolism. It helps support the accelerated keto with your ketogenic lifestyle, increases energy, but it also increases the breakdown of proteins in the body. So if you're someone that has a hard time metabolizing or digesting proteins and fat, this is a supplement that would really help. Also, if you're having a hard time breaking down fats, that's also a sign you need a liver flush, and the Ascent Diet Cleanse might be right for you. So those are just a couple things that are that I wanted to touch on for sure. And if you have any questions about the Ascent Diet Cleanse, or maybe you're not ready for the full cleanse, but you want to know where to start for gentle detox, just reach out to me, leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel so you're notified for all of the shows every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I am here live. You can join in the chat and ask your questions. I always love to hear from you. And also, join my free group coaching. It is in the description below. There's no downside. It's a like-minded group of people that are on a quest to reach their optimal state of health. I am not into normal. I'm not into average. I don't want you to just be in the average or normal zone of your blood tests. I want you to be optimal. And that's what I'm going after. And I am on pursuit of my own optimal health in reversing age. And so as I come up with my solutions, I pass them along to you. And I also want to touch on some devices that you can use with your own journey as far as taking control of your health. And that is the Genius Insight app. I have it on my phone. I scan myself every single day. It will actually tell me if I've been hit with extra estrogens or toxins and where my hormones are. It will also tell me if I'm super sensitive to fish or beef or bison and what foods are right for me. It will tell me where my hormones are. It will tell me if I've been hit with a flu or a certain virus. It will tell me what supplements that are good for me that day, ones that maybe I don't need. And the Genius Insight app is an app that you can have on your phone. You can let me know if you're interested. You can get a free one-on-one consultation and a 2-week trial with it. I use it every day. The other one is the Amp Coil, and that's the big boy. That will actually, you can set up with cleanses and with nutrient and organ support programs for relaxation or sleep. And that is something that I use every single day as well. It is what has also confirmed that I have had the virus multiple times with no symptoms. And I do really love that machine in conjunction with the Genius app, in conjunction with the supplements, in conjunction with the diet and the exercise and all of these protocols that I talk about, because it's not just one thing. There's not just one solution. So with that, I encourage you to join the free group coaching. I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. We need your help to spread the word and to spread my videos and podcasts to help as many people as we can together. Have a great Monday, and we'll see you soon.